Hello there. So I'm dedicating this one to Project Malus because I'm finally going to answer a question, give my opinion about something. But this is called Soul Truths. And it's something that I've experienced throughout my life. The first time it happened really clearly and obviously, which I couldn't ignore, I was in my early 20s. And I received a bit of information and I felt this feeling which was so strong and powerful, and the best way to describe it is rather like there was a bell inside my being, and it was like the bell was struck and the sound was saying, yes, this is a truth. Well, before I can talk about soul truths, really I need to talk about the soul, don't I, and give you my opinion about that. So I do like to go to what I call ancient folk wisdom, so we have this sense of people preserving themselves, body and soul, so we get the idea that, okay, the body's something, the soul's something else. That's a start. But the definition I like best of all is that when a person leaves the earth through the process we call dying, what happens is the body begins to decompose, and the ego experiences that thing it is so terrified of, and many of us spent our lives in terror of this ego death. Yep, ego death, that's what happens when a person, in inverted commas, dies. And this word of die and death is all because of the attachment to the body and the ego. For the body and the ego, it is a death. Although really for the body it's a rebirth, of course, because the microbes break down the body and the body then becomes part of the soil if you're going for a traditional burial. But the soul is everything else. The soul is not the body, the soul is not the ego. The soul is what persists after the end of it, what people call a physical life. So that's why I see it. So that includes all sorts of things. People have got terms like spirit, higher self, all sorts of fancy words, and it's all talking about what I regard to be the soul. Now, the first really significant thing that happened to me since I was born was when I got an understanding of something, because I remember seeing the word soul, or hearing it. I heard it was in a church service. I heard the word soul in the context of a church service, and this changed my life, because the moment that I heard that word soul, I had that sound of the clanging of a bell within my being, and I saw a shape, and the shape is an upside down heart. So take the typical heart which you see in the Valentine's Day card, turn it upside down. That's what me as a child was shown, that's what the soul looks like. So for me, that's something that is significant. It might not be for anybody else, but I do like that little image. So the soul is everything that is transpersonal, everything that persists, everything that's universal. And as we are emanations of the source, then the soul relates to that part of us which is the source, although it could be argued correctly, everything is the source, really. So I was really drawn to this spot, and I like it, but now I'm drawn to showing you this, because just look how magnificent this is. What a magnificent tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Wow, okay, so many massive trunks coming out of it. Fantastic. So to me, what soul truths are truths which are beyond dispute, because there's something in the core of your being that gives you a clear sense of yes. And I remember when I came across the books At the Gates of Spiritual Science and Knowledge of the Higher Worlds, and I read these two books by Rudolf Steiner, my world was rocked, and I got to see life in a completely different way. So as far as I'm concerned, life after death, yes, there's that sound in my soul that tells me this is the truth. Richard Dawkins, I'm so sorry for you, because you're going to get such an unpleasant shock, because when you finally die, you'll discover that you're not dead. Ha ha ha. And the same to all the people enmeshed in third dimensional realities. Just your little ego, that's the only thing you have to let go of, Richard. But you'll survive that, as you'll find that in due course. So that really is it. So that is what a soul truth is. A soul truth is something that when you hear it or see it or read it or witness it in some way, you'll have this inner sense, literally your inner sense, which relates to innocence, which relates to purity, which is actually what we are. That inner sense is actually what helps us to grasp what are soul truths, and that's that sense of knowing I get and that we get, and we get in touch with that. So I'm going to finish on this beautiful dandelion. Dandelion, of course, is a blood purifying herb. This time of year, it's surprising to see it looking so green and lush, but it would make a great salad. It's also really nice to saute this in a little sesame oil with a little bit of tamari or soy sauce or salt, and that's a really powerful medicinal experience in the blood. And also it's a diuretic. If the body contains too much fluids, you'll be able to get rid of the excess fluid by consuming the dandelion leaves in this way. You can dig it up and you can eat the root. If you do so, you can either roast it and make it into a coffee, or you can wash it and slice it thinly, and you can saute it in coconut or sesame oil with a little bit of salt. Needs a bit longer. The leaves take just a couple of minutes, but you need to give maybe a good 10 minutes with the root, and I would suggest you add something like onion and carrot. Make it a delicious experience. So my soul truth is that I know that this plant heals. Dandelion, dent de lion, lion's tooth, literally is what it means. So all the love to you, and may you explore your soul truths by becoming quiet, tuning in, and when you get that unmistakable sense of yes, then that's what you're going to be paying attention to. Stuff the mainstream media, stuff the scare stories online. Trust yourself. All the love. So if you like this, please like, comment, subscribe, activate notifications. Most welcome to contribute to my PayPal, all in the description. Hey, I remembered again. Cheers.